Next at 5, a muddy mess up and down the coast. Dozens of homes are in danger of being covered in mud. And on Santa Barbara streets, flooding everywhere, but hardly anyone is complaining.
No, the rain is a blessing. I don't have a car.
Plus, watch how today's big storm transformed a dry creek into a near raging river. News Channel 3 at 5 starts right now.
Live, up and down the coast, from the beaches to the valleys. At 5, this is KEYT News Channel 3, where the news comes first.
News Channel 3 is on storm watch. Heavy rains bring down big boulders along San Marcos Pass, but this was just a taste of what some folks are facing tonight after one of the year's biggest rainmakers. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Beth Farnsworth.
And I'm CJ Ward. News Channel 3 has crews up and down the coast tracking the storm and a potential disaster in the making. News Channel 3 Chief Meteorologist Alan Rose is tracking today's wet weather. His first alert forecast coming up in just a minute.
But we begin with News Channel 3's Kelsey Gerkens, who is live in Camarillo, where a mudslide is threatening dozens of homes. Kelsey.
Beth and CJ, right now everything is being done to save these homes. The big fear is that today's downpour could actually bring down that hillside. Water, dirt, mud, and rocks are pouring down this Camarillo Springs hillside. This neighborhood is so vulnerable because of the Springs fire in May of 2013.
This is all as a result of the Springs fire. The Springs fire on May 2nd, 2013 took away all the vegetation that used to hold all this back, but this hill has a lot of debris on it right now. Only about 2% of the debris came down on November 1st.
Now this home here is a perfect example of what can happen when this hillside receives a sudden large amount of rain. Just last month, several feet of mud came into the home. The home has been red tagged, but thankfully no one was hurt. This time, the Office of Emergency Services isn't taking any chances.
We had to make the decision to evacuate them mandatory for now so that their safety is #1 priority.
I laid out clothes and just a few little emergency things in a box, so I had everything ready to go to evacuate.
Now the Office of Emergency Services is doing everything they can to prevent this hillside from coming down on these homes.
Work's been done progressively through the week to try and clear debris flows, debris basins, and there is mud flowing through those channels, and some of it is flowing onto the street.
All the drains are clear and they're keeping them clear, so I think we're going to be okay.
Now 50 homes in this neighborhood are under mandatory evacuation, and those are all the homes that are lined up against this hillside. Another 130 homes are under voluntary evacuation, so some of the homeowners are still here and some have decided to not chance it and leave. And there is a Red Cross shelter that is opened up. For more information, head over to our website at KEYT.com. Reporting live in Camarillo Springs, Kelsey Gerkens, News Channel 3.
Okay, and Kelsey just talked about it. The Red Cross has a shelter. It's helping Camarillo Springs residents living in the affected burn area. The shelter is located at the Calvary Nexus Church at 380 Mobile Avenue. Volunteers will provide food, water, and beds for the night. 180 homes are in the evacuation zone. And all of this rain is making it difficult for crews to clean up a 9-mile stretch of Pacific Coast Highway. It is closed indefinitely because of the mudslide. The closure runs from Las Posas Road to Yerba Buena Road near Malibu. And at one point, more than 3 feet of mud covered the highway near Magoo Rock, stranding drivers in that mess.
News Channel 3 Chief Meteorologist Alan Rose joins us now with a look at where the storm is headed now. Alan?
Hi, Beth. The strongest rains now out of Ventura County, moving towards L.A. and Orange counties. Those areas still under flash flood watches and flood advisories. Let's show you our live storm tracker radar, show you what's happening outside right now. We can see a few bands of rain still out across the Santa Ynez Mountains. Some drops here falling at our TV Hill location in Santa Barbara. Let's put this radar into motion and show you where that storm is heading tonight. And again, the bulk of the heavier rain has come to an end around Santa Barbara, Montecito, Goleta, and Santa Ynez. Tonight, though, we could see a few additional showers. We'll talk more More about that in a second. First, let me show you some of these impressive rainfall totals from today's storm. The rain picked up a little after midnight in Santa Barbara, around 3 or 4 in the morning, and we saw officially 1.95 inches downtown Santa Barbara today. Over 2 inches, though, for Goleta and the San Marcos Pass. Ventura and Ojai near 1.5 inches, and Carpinteria just about 1.14 inches of rain. And while the main event has come to an end tonight, there's still a chance for a few additional showers in your forecast later this evening into the morning hours tomorrow. And when I join you back in studio in a few minutes, we'll talk about the rest of the storm, where it's heading next, and some warmer, drier conditions in our own local forecast. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Alan. Well, here's an interesting before and after comparison of the impact of today's storm. Just yesterday, John Palmentary was standing in the middle of Mission Creek at Oak Park, bone dry after months of drought. Crews recently removed excess debris to make sure once it did rain, water would flow smoothly to the sea. And take a look at Mission Creek today. Looks like a river, water cascading down its banks. This being the first major downpour since March. Those waters are carrying a good deal of trash out into the ocean, sadly. This stormy day started with overturned cars, flooded streets, and gushing creeks. News Channel 3 senior reporter John Palmentary spent the day in the rain, starting in the pre-dawn hours. And John, most people are taking today's storm in stride.
Down here by